Greetings, Star Wars fans. It's Star Wars Anna, and today we're diving deep into the dark side of the Force to explore all 38 Sith Lords confirmed in Star Wars canon. From ancient terrors to the iconic villains of the Skywalker saga, we'll uncover the histories, powers, and lasting impacts of these dark side wielders. Let's begin our journey through the ranks of the Sith. Darth Andedu. Known as the immortal God King of Prakrith, Darth Andedu's influence spans millennia. While much of his history remains shrouded in mystery, his legacy was significant enough for Palpatine to name one of his Sith legions after him in The Rise of Skywalker. Andedu was reportedly obsessed with immortality, a common trait among powerful Sith. His name lives on in an ancient curse, by Andedu's flames, suggesting mastery over destructive force powers. Darth Atreus. Darth Atreus wielded a pair of crossguard lightsabers that became infamous in their own right. These weapons were so infused with Atreus's rage that they corrupted anyone who wielded them, spreading his fury long after his death. This showcases the Sith ability to imbue objects with dark side energy. One blade was destroyed by Luke Skywalker, while Darth Vader himself destroyed the other, deeming it too unpredictable. Darth Bane. Arguably one of the most influential Sith in galactic history, Darth Bane reformed the Sith Order around 1,000 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. Recognizing that infighting was the Sith's greatest weakness, Bane established the rule of two. There should only be two Sith at any time. A master to embody power, and an apprentice to crave it. This doctrine shaped Sith philosophy for a millennium. Bane's existence was first mentioned in The Phantom Menace, and later confirmed in The Clone Wars, where he appeared as a fiery apparition to Yoda on Moraband. Some canon sources suggest Bane briefly became Sith Emperor before the Jedi defeated him, adding another layer to his complex legacy. Darth Kaldoth. A Duros Sith Lord, Darth Kaldoth specialized in creating and controlling dark side creatures. Legends tell of him sacrificing his apprentice, Rai Nimbus, in a ritual that turned the unfortunate student to stone. Other tales speak of Kaldoth's clashes with the Night Sisters of Dathomir, hinting at rivalries between different dark side traditions. Kaldoth's mastery over dark beasts demonstrates a unique and terrifying application of Sith powers. Darth Desolus? Darth Desolus may have been one of the fabled Lost 20, who were Jedi Masters that left the Order. While details of his life remain scarce in current canon, his legacy was significant enough for Palpatine to name the 44th Legion of his Sith Eternal Forces after him. This connection to Palpatine's final plan suggests that Desolus's strategies, or powers, aligned closely with the last Sith Master's grand vision. Exar Kun. Exar Kun's influence on galactic history was profound. Based on Yavin 4, Kun's legacy lived on through powerful Sith artifacts millennia after his time. The ancient Massassi temples on Yavin 4, later used by the Rebel Alliance, were likely built under his direction. In Solo: A Star Wars Story, we see a Sith artifact plundered from Kun's temple, demonstrating the enduring nature of his dark side knowledge and the fear his name still evoked. Falkor. While details about Falkor are scarce, his significance in Sith lore is undeniable. His likeness was carved into the rock faces of Exegol, the hidden world of the Sith, alongside other legendary dark side users. Kylo Ren, who had studied ancient Sith texts, recognized Falkor's image, suggesting this Sith Lord played a crucial role in the Order's history. His presence on Exegol ties him to the deepest secrets of Sith lore. Darth Krall, formerly the Jedi Radaki, Darth Krall was one of the infamous Lost 20. His fall to the dark side serves as a stark reminder of the fine line between Jedi and Sith. Krall's achievements include winning the Battle of Wasted Years and taming the Nightmare Conjunction. Interestingly, Krall allied with the carnivorous Drangir, only to betray and imprison them later. This act of betrayal, while saving the galaxy from the Drangir threat, exemplifies the Sith tendency to forge alliances only to break them when no longer useful. Luck Fei. Luck Fei left an indelible mark on Sith history, with his likeness carved into the walls of Exegol. The Acolytes of the Beyond, a Sith cult active after the Empire's fall, honoured Luck Fei. Even Darth Vader's servant, Vani, offered thanks to Luck Fei in a prayer-like manner, suggesting this ancient Sith held a special place in dark side worship. Kylo Ren's recognition of Luck Fei's image indicates that knowledge of this Sith Lord was crucial to understanding Sith history. Darth Maul. Few Sith Lords have captured the imagination quite like Darth Maul. This Zabrak from Dathomir was trained from a young age by Darth Sidious to be the perfect weapon against the Jedi. Maul's acrobatic fighting style and iconic double-bladed lightsaber made him a fearsome opponent. After his apparent death at Obi-Wan Kenobi's hands on Naboo, Maul survived through sheer hatred and force of will. His return in the Clone Wars series revealed a more complex character, driven by revenge against both the Jedi and his former master. Maul's journey saw him become a crime lord, briefly rule Mandalore, and continued to seek power long after the Republic's fall. Maul's story is a tragic one, showcasing how Sith ideology corrupts and ultimately destroys its adherents. His final confrontation with Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine, as seen in Rebels, brought his arc to a poignant close, dying in the arms of his lifelong nemesis. Darth Plagueis. Known as the Wise, Darth Plagueis holds a unique place in Sith lore. First mentioned by Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, Plagueis was said to have unlocked the secret to creating life and preventing death through the Force. This mastery over life itself represents the ultimate goal of many Sith, to conquer death. Plagueis trained Palpatine in the ways of the Sith, but like all Sith apprentices, Palpatine eventually betrayed and murdered his master. The exact details of Plagueis' life and death remain shrouded in mystery in current canon, making him a figure of great intrigue. Recent revelations have confirmed that Plagueis was the master of the enigmatic figure known as the Stranger, placing him close to the events of the prequel trilogy. His experiments and knowledge likely laid the groundwork for Palpatine's eventual return in The Rise of Skywalker. Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious, publicly known as Sheev Palpatine, aka Emperor Palpatine, stands as perhaps the most influential Sith Lord in galactic history. He was the culmination of the Sith's 1,000-year plan for revenge against the Jedi. A master manipulator, Sidious orchestrated the Clone Wars, the fall of the Jedi Order, and the rise of the Galactic Empire. Sidious's power in the dark side was unparalleled. He was able to cloud the judgment of the entire Jedi Council, masking his true nature for years. His mastery of Force lightning made him a terrifying opponent in combat. But Sidious's true power lay in his cunning. He corrupted Anakin Skywalker, turning the Chosen One into his apprentice, Darth Vader. Even after his apparent death at Vader's hands, Sidious had prepared contingencies. Through a combination of cloning technology and Sith sorcery, he cheated death itself, nearly returning to power in The Rise of Skywalker. Sidious represents the Sith ideology taken to its extreme, an endless pursuit of power at any cost, even one's own humanity. Darth Tyranus, also known as Count Dooku, once a respected Jedi Master, his fall to the dark side exemplifies the seductive nature of Sith philosophy. As Darth Tyranus, Dooku served as the public face of the Separatist movement during the Clone Wars, while secretly working for Darth Sidious. Dooku's elegant lightsaber style and mastery of Force lightning made him a formidable opponent. His political influence as the Count of Sereno allowed him to rally many systems to the Separatist cause, unknowingly serving Sidious's grand plan. Tragically, Dooku's fate reveals the disposable nature of the Sith Apprentice. He was discarded by Sidious when a more powerful apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, became available, Dooku's death at Anakin's hands, orchestrated by Sidious, marks a crucial step in Anakin's journey to the dark side. Darth Vader. Darth Vader's fall from Jedi hero to Sith Lord is the central tragedy of the Skywalker saga. Once Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, prophesied to bring balance to the Force, Vader's transformation showcases the corrupting influence of the dark side. Seduced by Palpatine's promises of power to save his wife, Anakin pledged himself to the Sith, becoming Darth Vader. The suit he wore after his near-fatal duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi became one of the most feared images in the galaxy. As the Emperor's enforcer, Vader hunted down surviving Jedi and crushed resistance to the Empire. His mastery of the Force, combined with his cybernetic enhancements, made him nearly unstoppable in combat. Yet, Vader's story is also one of redemption. The love for his son Luke ultimately broke the Sith's hold on him, leading to him sacrificing himself to save Luke and destroy the Emperor, fulfilling the prophecy of the Chosen One in an unexpected way. Mindran is one of the more mysterious Sith Lords in canon. His likeness was carved into the rocks of Exegol, the hidden Sith world. Kylo Ren recognized Mindran's image, suggesting this Sith Lord played a significant role in the Order's history. The fact that Mindran was honored on Exegol implies a connection to the Sith's deepest secrets and possibly their plans for eventual resurgence. Darth Momin was a heretical Sith Lord with a unique understanding of the Force. He discovered how to manipulate the flow of time itself and learned to channel the dark side through architecture. Momin's consciousness survived in his mask long after his physical death. Millennia later, this mask came into the possession of Darth Vader, who used Momin's spirit to design his castle on Mustafar. Momin attempted to use the Vergence on Mustafar to resurrect himself, but was defeated by Vader. This showcases not only Momin's power, but also the dangers of Sith artifacts, and the lengths to which Sith will go to achieve immortality. Naga Sadow was a powerful Sith Lord who, according to Jedi lore, led the Sith Empire during the Great Hyperspace War against Empress Teta and the Jedi Order. Some myths suggest that the Massassi of Yavin IV built their temples under Naga Sadow's direction, believing him to be a god. His likeness was seen carved in the rock walls of the Sith Temple on Exegol in The Rise of Skywalker, indicating his lasting importance in Sith history. Nir was an ancient Sith Lord who lived sometime before the era of Naga Sadow. According to the Star Wars Force and Destiny sourcebook, Nir crafted a gauntlet powerful in the dark side, capable of turning Jedi against one another. This artifact was taken to the Jedi world of Ossus, but was lost after the Kron supernova. Nir's creation demonstrates the Sith's ability to create objects imbued with dark side energy, a recurring theme in Sith lore. Darth Nihilus, introduced in the classic Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 game, Darth Nihilus has been subtly incorporated into canon. Often described as a wound in the Force, Nihilus was more of a malevolent presence than a flesh and blood being. His likeness can be seen carved as a statue on Exegol in The Rise of Skywalker. While his full story hasn't been explicitly told in canon, his inclusion suggests that elements of his legendary status as a Lord of Hunger may still apply. Darth Noctis's story is told in George Mann's anthology, Dark Legends. Like many Sith, Noctis sought the secret of immortality on Exegol, a world where the boundary between life and the netherworld of the Force is unusually thin. Noctis wielded a unique sickle-shaped lightsaber, which resurfaced millennia later and was used by Palpatine's agents against Luke Skywalker, as detailed in Adam Christopher's novel Shadow of the Sith. This shows how Sith artifacts can have long-lasting impacts on galactic events. Ullman holds an interesting place in canon due to his connection to Emperor Palpatine. In Ray Carson's novelization of The Rise of Skywalker, it's revealed that a harness designed for Ullman was repurposed by Palpatine to support his cloned body. In Legends, Omin was associated with the planet Onderon, which remains an important world in canon as the homeworld of freedom fighter Saw Gerrera. The dark side creatures created by the Sith on Onderon in ancient times were canonized in Cavan Scott's audiobook Dooku Jedi Lost, potentially tying back to Omin's influence. Darth Phobos. Darth Phobos was originally introduced in the PlayStation exclusive version of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. While details about her are scarce in current canon, she was significant enough for Palpatine to name one of his Sith legions after her in The Rise of Skywalker. This suggests that her reputation for inducing fear, as her name implies, may still be part of her canon character. Darth Revan, one of the most popular characters from the Knights of the Old Republic game, Darth Revan has been officially brought into canon. Each of Palpatine's Sith legions in The Rise of Skywalker was named after a Sith Lord of the past, and the third legion was named Revan Legion in his honor. While most of Revan's story is yet to be told in canon, his inclusion suggests that elements of his complex journey from Jedi to Sith and back may still apply, with Lucasfilm's official timeline confirming a section for the Old Republic. Revan's full story could soon be explored in canon material. Nimbus, a Twi'lek Sith. Nimbus was an apprentice to Darth Kaldoth. According to myths told in George Mann's Myths and Fables, Nimbus attempted to use a forbidden ritual against his master that would turn Kaldoth's flesh to stone. However, Kaldoth outsmarted him by altering the ritual, resulting in Nimbus himself being turned to stone. His petrified form was said to have been left on the Sith homeworld of Moraband, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers of Sith apprenticeship and the consequences of underestimating one's master. Darth Sanguis. According to George Mann's Dark Legends, Darth Sanguis was one of the first Sith to discover the ancient world of Exegol. Like many Sith, Sanguis sought a ritual that would grant immortality. While the full details of Sanguis's experiments aren't known, his absence from later Sith history suggests they likely backfired spectacularly. This tale underscores the Sith's obsession with cheating death and the often catastrophic results of such pursuits. Darth Shah. Darth Shah is known to history as the Sith Lord who trained the heretical Darth Momin. Their relationship was fraught with philosophical disagreements, eventually leading to Momin killing Shah with one of her own lightsabers during training. A cloak associated with Darth Shah was preserved for millennia, eventually finding its way to Lady Kira of Crimson Dawn during the original trilogy era. This demonstrates how Sith artifacts can persist through the ages, carrying their dark influence with them. Darth Siberys. Darth Siberys possessed a power that even Palpatine would envy. According to Dark Legends, Siberys could combine Force Lightning and Force Drain, preserving her own youth at the expense of others. Believing herself unbeatable, she placed herself in carbonite suspension, to be awakened periodically by treasure hunters. While this story is presented as an in-universe myth, a corrupting Sith gauntlet named after her was kept for generations by the Jedi on Jedha, suggesting some truth to the legend. Darth Scry. Darth Scry appears to have been a pivotal figure in Sith history. According to a vision experienced by Count Dooku in the audiobook Dooku Jedi Lost, Scry was responsible for the re-emergence of the Sith after they had been believed extinct by the Jedi. She wielded a superweapon called the Cauldron, which was apparently far more dangerous than even the Death Star. Scry also left behind a dark side artifact known as the Hand of Scry, further cementing her legacy in Sith lore. The Stranger. The Stranger, also known as Khmer, is a mysterious Sith Lord introduced in the Acolyte series. Living about a century before the Phantom Menace, he was known for his mastery of the lightsaber forms Juyo and Trakata, the latter being a forbidden technique involving deactivating one's lightsaber mid-combat to fool an opponent. recent information confirms that his master was none other than Darth Plagueis, placing him as a contemporary of a young Palpatine. By the end of the Acolyte, the stranger had taken on an apprentice of his own, continuing the Sith lineage. Darth Tannis. Darth Tannis was an ancient Sith Lord who created a superweapon on the planet Malachor. She is officially named in the Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, which confirms one of Palpatine's Sith legions was named after her. Tannis has been officially designated a Sith witch, potentially connecting her to other Force traditions, like the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Some speculate that she may be connected to the mysterious presence known to haunt Malachor. Darth Tenebrous. Introduced in legends as the Sith Master of Darth Plagueis, Darth Tenebrous has been subtly incorporated into canon. He was a skilled engineer responsible for designing the Sith Infiltrator, flown by Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace. The 26th Legion of Palpatine's Final Order in The Rise of Skywalker was known as the Tenebrous Legion, honoring his legacy. His technological prowess demonstrates that the Sith valued scientific knowledge alongside mystical power. Darth Vitiate. Darth Vitiate, also known as Tenebrae in legends, was the leader of an ancient Sith empire. While his full story hasn't been told in canon, his likeness can be seen among the various Sith relics kept by Palpatine. This suggests that elements of his legends story, where he ruled a vast Sith empire and sought immortality through various means, may still apply in the current continuity. Darth Rend. Darth Rend is mentioned in Claudia Gray's novel Master and Apprentice. Qui-Gon Jinn, while studying prophecies of the Sith's return, believed they could point to Darth Rend. If true, this would suggest that Rend played a crucial role in a significant Sith resurgence, possibly laying the groundwork for Darth Bane's later reforms. Darth Zana. Darth Zana, the apprentice of Darth Bane, played a crucial role in cementing the rule of two. According to Star Wars Helmet Collection 2, Zana enforced this new Sith doctrine by slaying her master on the Inner Rim world of Ambria. This act set a pattern that would continue for 1,000 years, with each apprentice eventually overthrowing their master to claim the title of Sith Lord. Zana's actions were pivotal in shaping the Sith Order that would eventually produce Darth Sidious, unnamed Sith Lord. One of the most intriguing recent additions to Sith lore is an unnamed Sith Lord encountered by Luke Skywalker. Luke discovered an echo of this Sith's essence, trapped within a kyber crystal they had bled. In attempting to purify the crystal, Luke confronted the Sith Lord's memories and successfully redeemed them. This unique encounter, detailed in Charles Soule's comics, suggests that even Sith can find redemption after death and raises interesting questions about the nature of the dark side. Exim Panchard. Exim Panchard was a male Sith Lord who once held the title of Viceroy on a long-forgotten planet. Panchard wore a mask made of meteoric metal, strong in the dark side of the Force. This mask contained the screams of 100 innocents slaughtered for Panchard's pleasure, allowing his spirit to cling to life through it. By 5 ABY, the mask had fallen into the possession of Yupe Tashu, who gifted it to the Pantoran acolyte Kiza. Under the mask's influence, Kiza participated in an attack on a New Republic outpost on Deveron. Panchard's ultimate goal was to be reborn on Exegol, using Kiza as a vessel. However, his plans were thwarted in 21 ABY by Luke Skywalker, who destroyed the mask and ended Panchard's threat once and for all. This story, detailed in Adam Christopher's novel Shadow of the Sith, demonstrates the lingering danger of Sith artifacts and the lengths to which Sith spirits will go to return to power. Darth Quellis. Darth Quellis stands out as one of the darkest Sith Lords in galactic history. According to in-universe legends, which likely contain some truth, Quellis was sent to the Twi'lek colony of Ayaloth. There, he showcased his immense power over darkness itself. Quellis conquered the planet by subjecting it to horrific darkness, even cursing candles to burn with black flames. His power was so great that he managed to blacken the sun itself. However, Quellis was ultimately unable to maintain his hold on Aloth and fled after suffering burn injuries. This tale demonstrates the terrifying extent of Sith powers over darkness and their ability to corrupt entire worlds. Sisiri? Sisiri is one of the more enigmatic Sith Lords in canon. Like several other ancient Sith, Sisiri's likeness was carved into the rock walls of Exegol, the hidden Sith world seen in The Rise of Skywalker. While details of Sisiri's life and achievements remain a mystery, their inclusion among the honoured Sith of Exegol implies a lasting impact on Sith lore, and possibly on the grand plan that culminated with Palpatine's rise to power. And there you have it, Star Wars fans. The 38 Sith Lords confirmed in canon. But the galaxy is vast, and the dark side is full of secrets. Did I miss any Sith Lords you know about? Or do you have additional lore about the ones we covered? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark side, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content. And remember, while knowledge of the Sith is power, be careful not to fall to the dark side yourself. May the Force be with you, always.